going to do New Year's.
We'll come back
Wednesday, January 8th. I am so excited.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Last one of 2020.
I know, this is it.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. We're talking about a lot of interesting things, some serious things, some fun things. Something about something that's in Tiffany Fantasia's throat or mouth. I can't wait to explore that.
She says it tickles her throat.
It tickles.
It's that thing that can never go away, even when you want it to.
Right.
Just like you.
Well, good evening, America, and welcome to It's Happening Out, the world's most popular live gay television talk show. It's 8 o'clock, Wednesday, December 16th, and this is our final show for 2020. We'll be coming back on Wednesday, January 8th, live. I'm your anchor, Al Ferguson. Let's start by meeting tonight's host, and this is going to be a fun show. First up is Faye What? She's a radio host and has a popular YouTube channel. Good evening, Faye.
Hola, mi gente. Hi, I'm happy to be here.
And we're going to Boys Town. This is Dylan Seitz. He is living now in Chicago, Illinois, receiving his bachelor's in computer science and is currently an IT support engineer, meaning he's bright, a writer for Grab magazine, and it's a bi-weekly entertainment and lifestyle publication serving the LGBTQ community in Chicago. He is an online social media personality with over 20,000 Facebook and 13,000 Instagram followers, and we'll have to explore OnlyFans because I think I might have seen him there. I'm not sure. He supports Happening Out Television's ongoing mission to promote local LGBTQ businesses, charities, and meetings and media. Welcome, Dylan.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
We're excited.
How come he had that long intro and I go, okay, here's Faye?
Yeah, this is Faye. He's from Jersey. Yeah, that's right.
I ate a McRib last week. Me.
Yeah, that's right. Next up is the loved Tiffany Fantasia, and there's something in her throat. We'll watch carefully. Tiffany is one of the most notable female impersonators and drag queen performers in South Florida, and you can see her on as one of the main entertainers at Palace Bar, Ocean Drive, South Beach, only gay bar and restaurant that features drag shows 7 days a week. She is infamously known, I'm having a little trouble speaking tonight, known for the popular "Don't be a dry hoe, be a greasy bitch." And see, we specifically took that line away from her so I could say it. Available in all kinds of merchandise. The Queen is going to be selling all night long. And this weekend, she will be co-hosting and performing at Miami Beach Pride's online event, Queerathon. Wait till you hear about this. It's super cool. Welcome, Tiffany.
Thank you for having me, and I see I have to get my lawyers too, since we're taking slogans, but I'm so glad to be here.
Speaking of lawyers, I've got one for you. Welcome, Brian Pita. He is a professional contrarian. I know this is to be true. He's from New Jersey, which means he and Faye are going to be tag teaming on me all night, and is the newest host on Gay Town Hall, live every Thursday night at 8 p.m. And he is currently an attorney. Good evening, Brian.
Good evening. Very happy to be here. Come talk to me after the show.
Yeah, see, I knew right out of the gate. Okay. All right. Well, good evening, America. We are the first and most popular live LGBTQ talk show in the world. So much to talk about next on It's Happening Out.
This week on It's Happening Out. Join us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. It all starts right now, live on It's Happening Out.
are watching a live and unedited LGBTQ talk show. So anything can happen and you can see it. If you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe and click the bell for updates. And if you're on Facebook, like and share the video and start a watch party. It's super easy. Let's begin right off the top, as we have begun for the last 2.5 years of It's Happening Out, with our meme of the week. And this one this week is called How Appropriate. 2020, how we have aged month to month. Look at this meme. 2020 has been a disaster in terms of humanity and coin. Apparently, even powerful Oprah could not stand up to the year.
That was me, April. That was me, April, 100%.
What do you think, right?
I couldn't see my hairdresser. That was me right there. Oh, I'm with you.
Wait,
love it.
Is Tiffany Fantasia playing June?
Girl, I'm June, July, honey, sometimes August.
Oh,
but
September.
But no, September, honey. Mom was in the surgery room getting tucked in, honey. Girl, had
you
to
had
get
surgery?
Oh, yeah, I had liposuction, 360, girl. Had to get that quarantine weight off.
Oh, wow.
Got clothes to fit in.
Okay. All right. Well, that's how we're beginning our 2020. Let's move right into my favorite part of the show, and you'll know why in a moment. It's our drinking game. It helps me get through. It really does. It helps me get through. It's our drinking game where it's yes or no. It's called I'd Swallow That. We invite you at home to play right along with us as I ask these hosts 4 questions. They either agree, and if they do, they take the shot. They disagree, well, it's going to be a long night for me if they do disagree. Everybody ready? Then let's play I'd Swallow That. Let's begin. Question number 1. History is made as Biden selects the first LGBTQ cabinet member ever. So I ask, I'd swallow that. Pete Buttigieg will be a great Secretary of Transportation. He'll do a great job.
Now, I'm swallowing if I agree, right?
You're agreeing. Well, I can't. Oh.
I got you.
And I whoop.
What, that whiskey makes you frisky.
Well, hopefully. Dylan, you're in remote, so I can't tell completely. Did you take the shot or not take the shot?
I did not.
You did not. He's not going to make a good Secretary of Transportation?
I don't believe so. I mean, it remains to be seen. I just feel that he's a little bit young. I mean, which isn't a bad thing. I feel as though he lacks experience to actually guide the country in the right direction with that. I don't know if he has that experience to carry the country in probably the worst state that we've seen in 100 years, to make things efficient, to make things good. So that's just my personal feelings on it. I mean, I'm not a huge people to just stan, but I do feel as though he might do something, but it remains to be seen.
All right, and I couldn't completely tell because we moved quickly. Everybody else took the shot?
Yeah, Mayor P.
No,
he can do no wrong.
Well, Faye, tell us. You took the
I
shot.
took the shot. Yeah, Mayor P. A great representation. Yes. I mean, hey, I would have made him head the Secretary of Defense. He would have done a great job there too.
Yes, our secretary. And Tiffany, you say no.
I did not take the shot. I mean, I love Pete, don't get me wrong, but I don't know him for work in transportation. And the way I see it, I want people that are very good, have good experience in whatever field we're going to put them in. And I don't know if that's something that he's good at.
Yeah. Okay. And I didn't see, Brian, did you take the shot?
I did, actually. So unpopular opinion, maybe, but I thought Pete Buttigieg is probably the smartest person in the field on either side this election.
Okay. All right.
Better than Biden, better than anyone else. And I think that he actually has some criteria, some qualifications that are important. He agrees with these strong towns kind of philosophy. It's a whole transport nerd type thing where you you agree on how to develop and how to set up infrastructure.
I'm curious, Brian. You use a phrase "transport nerd." Do you have some expertise in recognizing nerddom?
A little bit. I just have an interest in infrastructure and transport, trains, planes, automobiles.
So the answer was yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, got it.
Didn't he propose to his husband at an airport or something like that?
Yeah, at O'Hare. Yeah.
Qualified to be secretary.
I'm just stating a fact. I wasn't saying that was his qualifications.
I mean, that's not where I would get proposed to, because I mean, yeah, let me propose to you in a place where you're supposed to fly away. Is this relationship gone fly away?
Now that's why you're not a drag queen, because the drag queen just said, there's Hawaii to propose to me at. That's what Tiffany just said. Let's just celebrate the victory that we have the first LGBT cabinet member ever in history. That is great news. Let's move on. I'd swallow that in question number 2. LGBTQ Trump supporters had meltdowns this week saying, "Fuck the clown" in Twitter, and they destroyed their careers in support and promised revenge against the GOP. And who are we talking about? LGBT supporters. I'd swallow that. I secretly enjoyed Milo and Brandon Strzok from #Walkaways meltdown over the election this week.
Put it in your mouth.
Tiffany, you enjoyed the meltdown?
Look, I don't care for neither one of them homosexuals. They got some deep-rooted issues, and they need to talk to Jesus. But them having a meltdown is like, okay, you're doing it for the people, because when you were taking advantage of all your audience, especially Milo, who was the worst. I'm broke, but yet you spending thousands of dollars at a restaurant with bad food. Like, it makes no sense. So honey, if he's not making it because he's a Trump supporter, oh well, you decide to stick with somebody. Good luck to you.
His final message, by the way, and final tweet was, "I will have vengeance. I will have vengeance."
You better hope he can get. He better hope he can get good credit. Yeah. That's what he needs to hope, because at this point he gonna let me shut up. He gonna have some bad credit.
Oh, yeah, but he's so dramatic. They're so dramatic. Didn't they have a meltdown too over a mask situation at an airport too?
No, he did.
I feel like they did. Yeah.
Brandon did. He got taken off American Airlines, flying to the Tulsa rally. He got taken off because he refused to wear a mask, and they took him off the plane. Yeah.
That's right. He did.
Yeah, that's right. And I'm going to move on, because I won't put any words in anyone's mouth. Anyone else have anything else over Milo and gays for Trump and anyone else in the conservative movement? Any reaction to it?
Good luck, you look dumb.
See, what I will say is I do have respect for Brandon. I think he is a very large voice of reason. I feel as though he presents a lot of points. Milo, on the other hand, I feel as though he's just a troll. He just wants to get a reaction out of people. That's what my feedback is.
So you like Brandon Strzok, but not Milo?
Milo, I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence. I feel as though he says a lot of the things that he does just for an reaction, just to get a rise out of people.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Interesting. All right, let's move on. Question number 3. Have you heard Palm Beach neighbors say no to Donald Trump moving into Mar-a-Lago while their 14-year-old son looks like he's going to be going to school just 2 miles from the gayest place on planet Earth and where Queer News Tonight broadcasts. So I'd swallow that. I don't want Donald as a neighbor in South Florida or Barron to go to high school here. What do you think? Am I going to be the only one taking the drink?
Yep. Yeah, you are.
Oh, no.
Lonely. Oh, so lonely.
I took it, but I'm mixed. Go ahead.
Mixed. All right. Let's start with Brian. Brian, you didn't take the shot.
So he's been, again, I live in West Palm Beach now, so he's been a neighbor for God knows how long. It's only inconvenient while he's been president because they divert the planes and the traffic's really bad. But the secret thing about Donald Trump is he actually really shook up Palm Beach when he got there. He was the first one to open up a club that was open to blacks and Jews. So he has always fought with the Palm Beach people and kind of left West Palm alone and not really gotten involved in South Florida. So I say stick it to Palm Beach as much as you can, Trump. They deserve it. Fight with them. Do your thing. Yeah. As far as Barron, I don't know why he's coming down here.
If Barron goes to Pinecrest Prep, he literally will be a 1-minute drive from my house. Oh my.
All the women in West Palm, watch out.
Anything else in terms of Donald being your neighbor? Are you happy about it? I think that says it all. All right, let's move on to question number 4. What happened to our sex lives in 2020? Wait, that's it. What happened to our sex lives in 2020? We have to wear condoms. We know that. We've known that for a long time. And now we have to wear a mask. And we have to be 6 feet apart. Geez, what is a gay boy and a girl to do? So I'd swallow that. In 2021, I plan to catch up on the quantity and diversity of sex that I missed in 2020.
I can't.
Wait,
I can't
oh,
drink to that.
I want to take it, but my wife's watching the show. I want to take it, so I'm secretly drinking it undercover. But
Wait, let's unpack many things here. First off, Faye, you have just lied on the air. You've just lied.
No, I didn't.
I
It
won't
didn't
do
happen. It didn't happen. No pasó. No pasó. Ya, brujería.
Okay. Okay. And Tiffany, your hair split that you just did was.
Well, I mean, what am I catching up on? I still get it in the way I want to get it in, baby. This ain't stop me, baby. I've been doing it. Look, when I've been, and y'all act like Grindr has stopped working. The hell, no ma'am. Mama's been doing it to it.
No, ma'am.
Thank you, no ma'am. And Dylan, did you take the shot?
I did, actually. But, at the end of the day, it's either feast or famine, and I feel as though, I've gotten a lot this year, but there's still plenty more to be had in 2021.
Yeah,
Preach.
so even more. So you're not, as it relates, if we look at 20 and 21 as an opportunity, how 20 treated you, Dylan? You're not thirsty for 21?
I am. I don't know. I have kind of mixed feelings because I just made an OnlyFans and I want to see where it goes. I'm still working in the process of making content. If anyone actually wants to see what I'm going to post, it's going to be Lucas Sparks XXX on Twitter. OnlyFans,
hold on, say that one more time. One more time. Let me put it in my phone real quick.
One more time.
It's going to be Lucas Sparks.
Lucas Sparks, XXX. A pleasure meeting you, Lucas.
I hope you a bottom.
I'm a top. I don't think it's ma'am.
Never mind. Thank you, though.
Thank you. Dismissed. And Brian, you did not take the shot, right?
I did not.
You did not.
I mean, I don't want to. I would say not much has changed this year from average for me. So.
Did you just brag?
Yes.
I think he did.
No.
All right, that's enough. We got it. All right, let's move out of I'd swallow that and focus on the best thing of the week. Anytime you can combine LGBTQ strippers, a famous stripper bar, and an election where the control of the U.S. the U.S. Senate, these shots are beginning to affect me. The control of the U.S. Senate hangs in the balance. Well, you got my attention. So let's look at the best thing of this week called Gay Club's Male Dancers Encourage Georgia Voters to Swing the Senate. Watch this.
Guys, I'm not okay with this. I know I look just like him, but I think this is really disrespectful to John Ossoff.
Biden would have done it.
We get it. You're tired of political ads.
And you're tired of the mudslinging.
Come January 5th, it's over.
You can vote by mail, you can vote in person, or you can vote early.
Or you can vote on January 5th.
If you want to vote by mail, you must request a runoff ballot.
And I'm just going to send one to you.
Every vote counts.
Every vote counts.
So whether you lean to the left or you lean to the right,
vote.
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 Vote. Congress has been too deadlocked to pass any meaningful legislation.
This race will decide if that continues.
Is COVID relief important to you?
Vote.
Is justice reform important to you?
Vote. Are expanding voter protections important to you?
Vote.
Because this is about democracy.
Get your poll to the poll.
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 I'm not John Ossoff, and I approve this message.
I'm sorry, did they say bring
Get your poll to the poll, honey. Yes.
All right, how are y'all on pole dancers getting you to the polls? What do y'all think? This is Swinging Richards, one of the most important LGBT strip clubs in the country. What do y'all think?
I get it. Swinging Richards, hanging chairs. It all makes sense to me. So it's an unconventional way to get people to vote. But hey, any way you can get them to vote, if they gonna vote, let's do it. I'm down for it. So get your poll to the poll, baby.
And it worked because a bunch of, like in record numbers, the LGBTQ community has come out. So, I mean, yeah, keep it coming. I love the video. Women strippers had done it also. I know that you guys don't care about that. And it was, get your booty to vote or something like that. And they were hot as well.
And Brian, I'm curious, how do you feel about getting your poll to the polls?
Listen, voter outreach and encouragement is good.
Did you hear the stutter in your voice? That question. I'm not sure if you heard that. All right. Let's move on. Next up, at Happening Out Television, It's Happening Out sponsors some of the nation's most important LGBTQ events. We are proud to be partnering up with Miami Beach Pride's upcoming online event this Saturday, December 19th at 7 p.m. called Queer-a-thon. Watch this.
No video. Tiffany, tell us about it.
Bam!
All right. Well, apparently we are having some technical problems here in Florida, which is the norm. So Queer-a-thon is a variety show and silent auction. It invites you to swipe for a really good time. Tune into this free virtual event produced by Miami Beach Pride. Their star-studded cast is dropping in to entertain you and wish you well during the holiday season. Plus, there's a silent auction now open to the public, so you can pop over and browse for some fabulous items available for cruises to cocktails. Apparently the sound is not being heard. Dropping in will be talent such as Bravo TV's Andy Cohen, comedian, actress Leah Delario, recording artist, actor, model Ryan Love, Power 96's personality Lucy Lopez, Deco Drive's entertainment reporter Alexa Miranda, and host the amazing comedian Bruce Valanche. I love Bruce. Along with the evening, we'll have an amazing personality that's going to be the co-host, and I wonder who that person is. It's a drag queen. It's really
I don't know her.
It's really hard to find a good drag queen here in South Florida.
It really is.
Oh, wait. It's guest host of It's Happening Out Tonight, Tiffany Fantasia. Tiffany, tell us a little bit about what we can expect this weekend for Miami Beach Pride's Queer-a-thon.
All I can tell you this much. Use the bathroom before you watch the show. You will be laughing a lot. We're going to have a whole lot of fun, a lot of comedy. Bruce Valanche, myself, Carson Kressley is going to be a guest host. We have a wide variety of entertainment from national and local acts. You are going to have fun. You will be entertained. And please, 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 give us your money.
Yeah,
we need every dollar so we can continue Miami Beach Pride. We have the silent auction, which you can go online now and check it out. We have a lot of stuff, brunches, a car, a Lexus. You can raffle to get a Lexus. It's a brand new Lexus, hasn't come out yet, so it's $100 per raffle ticket. So sign up right now. You get a car and get it in.
And get it in. Tiffany, a lot of people don't realize Miami Beach Pride is really South Beach. In Miami Beach, Ocean. You work the streets there in South Beach almost 7 nights a week.
One of the few legal workers there.
And when I mean work the streets, y'all know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh, you
Y'all
said
know
it.
what I'm talking about. Miami Beach Pride does the parade right down Ocean. It's one of the most spectacular pride events in the nation. Destined to come back the first Saturday and Sunday weekend of April. Quite exciting, and this helps raise money to make sure that the event in 21 comes back.
Yeah.
What are the goals in terms of what you're hoping to raise this weekend? Do you know in terms of the total?
The dream of dreams is in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. It basically goes to our operational costs to keep us up and going so that we can put on our Pride event next year, because, you know, like 2 weeks before we were supposed to put on our event, COVID came in and shut the country down. So we are just hoping to get that money in so that we can make it happen and put on an awesome event for each and every one of you, like we always do.
Yeah, it's amazing. We encourage you, everyone at Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out at the Happening Out Television Network encourages you to tune in. You can do this digitally. You're going to see national and international stars supporting a Pride event, Miami Beach Pride in South Beach in Miami-Dade County. It's going to be a lot of fun. And Tiffany Fantasia, who's with us tonight, is one of the people that is going to be making it a lot of fun. And I'm curious, are you going to be bringing your pole to the polls?
Baby, I can't bring my pole anywhere in public. It has to be tucked away. But I will be bringing my Santa Claus outfit, and I'll be performing a comedy number. So get ready, Freddie, because I'm going to bring that jelly.
You know, I have to tell you, if you haven't been to South Florida in COVID, it's time to start to plan. South Florida is coming back to life. Faye and I and other people connected with the show recently saw Tiffany at the Palace on Ocean in South Beach. And when she came out, she did 5 cartwheels from the stage right down to the Ocean Drive.
Hop on who this woman?
It was an amazing experience. I had a great time. And Tiffany Fantasia is worth coming for. And this Saturday night, you get to see it in Queerathon. What a great name. We're going to have a Queerathon. Awesome. All right, let's next catch up with the news from Hollywood and the world of entertainment. We call this segment Hot Celebrity Topic of the Week. And what's the #1 entertainment topic in the world right now? Well, it has to do with this guy named Ryan Murphy. Ever heard of him? Well, Ryan Murphy clearly is the most powerful queer person in entertainment. As this
See it yet, but I've heard a lot of good things. I've heard some bad things, and I'll have to, take it all with a grain of salt and wait to see for myself, because it's going to be real interesting seeing all these old people play teenagers. But we'll see what happens.
And attorney Brian Pita, I know you're an entertainment LGBT guru. Any thoughts about the problem?
I know it exists. I haven't seen it. Will I see it? Probably, but I have a lot of shows
You have
I
a
need
lot
to
of
get
shows
to first.
He's busy watching Dateline and stuff.
Yeah, Dateline. And yeah, right. All right. Well, that's our discussion on entertainment tonight. And next, we're going to report at Happening Out Television Network. We try to help support our LGBTQ community. And an example of that is here at the Sunshine Cathedral. This is the world's largest queer church here in Fort Lauderdale. We're broadcasting from our permanent set in supporting that partnership. The network broadcasts the largest LGBTQ religious broadcast in the world, with more than 30,000 watching every Sunday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern, and it's totally live. We encourage you to tune in. Our campaign of sponsorship proudly supports Sunshine Cathedral is my queer church. Watch this.
This is Joe Saunders, former state representative and Equality Florida senior political director. And Sunshine Cathedral is my queer church.
Well, we'd also like to thank our set designer, Concepto Modern Living here in Fort Lauderdale, for making this set in this amazing queer church campus possible. Finally, we'd like to thank It's Happening Out Hotel's sponsor, Best Western I-95 Fort Lauderdale. This is the closest and best choice to the famous Wilton Drive and our host and guest stay at this LGBTQ ally partner. We encourage you to stay here when visiting South Florida. Let's move on to our segment that we call What's on Your Mind. Each host will tell us in just 30 seconds what is on their mind and what's important to them this week. But remember, it can only be in 30 seconds, or I'm going to interrupt you and ring this bell. And it's going to sound like this after 30 seconds.
Yes, ring my bell.
And they're forced to stop, so you'll hear the bell. So let's begin. What's on your mind? Dylan, let's begin with you. What's on your mind this week?
Sure. I write for Grab Magazine, and originally I was hired on to do travel articles. I'm super excited that I'm going to start being able to do that again. I'm going to be traveling to Fort Lauderdale tomorrow, and then I'm going to be in Miami a few days after that. I'm basically taking like a mini vacation, but it's for work, so it's just more or less I'm excited to see my Cuban relatives. I'm excited to go see people, obviously social distancing included, and wearing the mask and being safe. I'm looking forward to continuing what I was originally hired on by Grab Magazine to do.
Sounds great. And Faye, what's on your mind this week?
Faye, what? So earpieces. We've had cell phones for 20 years plus, right? So there's ear pods. You can get the cheap ones at the dollar store. You can buy them off Amazon. Why don't you use them? Why do people still feel like going to Aldi and talking on their speakerphone to their mom, dad, and whoever in their country? Why? I don't want to hear your conversation. Get earphones, get earbuds, or call them later. There's a thought. That's all I got on my mind right now.
Yeah, gosh, I'm guilty of that too. Brian Peter, what's on your mind this week?
So a couple times this week, actually, I've noticed, because I live in a very seasonal place. In the winter, it gets really crowded. In the summer, it's a little more quiet, and especially during COVID, it was very quiet. And I just noticed that things, at least in South Florida, are back almost to normal. The traffic is ridiculous. Getting down here today took almost an hour. It's only, not that far. So just thinking about the difference in the way in New York and other bigger cities, how they're living compared to what we're doing here in South Florida. Just been thinking about that a lot as we head into our season.
Think about Los Angeles and West Hollywood and San Francisco. Quite interesting. Interesting point. Tiffany Fantasia, what's on your mind this week?
Nothing too crazy. I'm just anxious for New Year's. I can't wait. I'm hoping that Miami-Dade County lifts the curfew so that we can party past midnight, because it makes no sense to go 3, 2, 1, gotta go home. So I'm hoping if they have not already, that they change their minds and at least give us 1 o'clock or something so that we can, at least celebrate the new year right.
Excellent. Yeah, I'm looking forward to New Year's also. All right, that's what is on the minds of our host this week. We move on by saying, if we were standing around the LGBTQ water cooler, up next, what would be what we're all talking about? We refer to it as Hot Topic of the Week. And before we talk about it, watch this.
Oh my God.
This is what it looks like when you breathe 40 times a minute, have an oxygen level that's dipping well below 80. This is what it's gonna look like. I hope that the last moments of your life don't look like this. Because this is what you'll see at the end of your life if we don't start wearing masks when we're out in public. When we don't practice social distancing, when we don't wash our hands frequently. Because I promise you, this will be what you see. I promise you, this is what your mother or your father or your children, when they get COVID disease, will see at the end of their life. This is serious. I beg you, please practice the precautions to reduce transmission of COVID disease so that we can effectively prevent disease for you and your loved ones.
We've crossed 300,000 deaths this week. We pray for better days and hope for 2021 to get here quickly. And especially, we remember the early spring of 2020. We lost our It's Happening Out host, Ron Bruneski. Let's remember Ron and his last appearance on It's Happening Out. He had COVID-19. Watch this.
And Ron? Well, I want you to know that I lost a bet.
And good night.
And I did pay. We'll pay up. But I'll tell you something. It doesn't matter if we bet or don't. The important thing is we're having a conversation. We'll fight, we'll scream, but at the end of the day, we're having a conversation. America, let's talk. Let's talk to each other. If they tell you queer, faggot, whatever, you know what? Smile and say, I'm better than you. And we are better. Please, come talk to each other. America, do not divide our community. Let's all talk about it. And you know something? If I offended anybody tonight because I stood up as a gay man towards a trans community, please go find out their suffering. Be part of it. Stand up, scream for their rights. We cannot allow one more murder.
Ron,
Good night, America.
I should let you know, we have a text I'm getting ready to reply to. Marco Rubio has said, please tell Ron to shut up.
Wouldn't do that. He's actually my wedding.
No, he's right. Exactly. That was my joke. Ron was a famous Republican where Senator Marco Rubio was at his gay wedding. That was his last moments at It's Happening Out on a Wednesday. Host Chef Josie and myself were likely infected at that moment. The next day, he was diagnosed with coronavirus. The day after that, he went into hospital ICU. He was never removed from a respirator, and he died alone. We know and we knew so little in early spring. We remember our host and friend. So this week's hot topic is 100 9/11 events in 2020. Is it just all too much for the LGBTQ Americans to mourn at that level? Also note, while we're discussing COVID-19 in this hot topic conversation in our last show of this terrible 2020, we are going to show you the new amazing photographs from Houston photographer Go Nakamura. So our hot topic on COVID, the vaccine, and the other issues that we've learned this year, what do y'all think?
I'm heartbroken. I'm heartbroken looking at all these pictures and the video from the doctor. Wow, I mean, it really hit home. It really is. I just can't get over the fact that it's 300,000 people lost over and counting, and yet we're still not wearing a mask. You know, we think that 2021 is just going to fix everything. It's not. We're in this for the long haul, people.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, I'm praying for better days. I'm very happy that the vaccines are out. The Pfizer one is out. The Moderna, I hope I pronounced that properly, will be coming out soon. I'm not in a rush to be too happy because you have to take 2 doses of it. So whatever amount they put out there, you cut that in half for the amount of people that will receive the vaccine. And then we have 330 million Americans. So it's going to be a while before, things can get better. But at least there is some sort of light at the end of the tunnel.
Yes, absolutely. Tiffany, I was thinking about you when in What's on Your Mind you were mentioning about New Year's Eve, because I was thinking I hosted a New Year's Eve party with cast members from It's Happening Out, production from Happening Out Television. We did a mystery trip. Nobody knew what we were doing. We ended up on the Intercoastal. We ended up at fireworks at midnight. We did all kinds of interesting things, including food in this party that Napoleon Plays and I hosted. On New Year's Eve, 2019, I could not possibly dream in any conceptual idea that this would be where we're sitting on December 16th. And so when you mentioned New Year's Eve, it was like a foreign language to me, because I completely agree with you. We can be safe if we follow the protocols, especially wearing the mask. But December 31st, 2019, our entire world has changed. Our entire understanding of the world has changed. The number of people lost, the amount of effect on us, is it just too much for us to comprehend? Are we sitting here kind of like the Walking Dead, that we're just walking through it because it's just too much to process? Do y'all think that that might be true?
I do. I think that some people don't want to process it, so they can just zone it out and live their lives, you know, and that's part of the problem. You know, we don't see it because our friend didn't get it, or so-and-so we know didn't get it, so we think, oh, we're good, but there's people that you don't know who've been affected from it. I've been affected directly from it, with friends and family members catching it. So, and close friends where I had to go get tested because, like, girl, you was around her 2 days ago. So, I mean, I've been very lucky, very, very lucky. I don't know how in the world I have not gotten it with the close vicinity I've been with certain people, but I did have a mask on. So, I mean, I'm thankful and grateful, but there are people who just tune it out and just want to be, you know, go on about their business and act like nothing's wrong. And that's the problem.
I think, like Tiffany said, unless it's your mother or your father or your sister, your brother, or your significant other, then all of a sudden, then it doesn't, okay, it's not going to touch me. It never will touch me. I mean, God, you know, a co-host of this show died alone.
Well, isn't that part of the side effect of
it's crazy.
quarantine in general? I mean, we are cut off, so we don't come into contact with the same amount of people, and we don't see it. So it's kind of the unintended consequence of the quarantine, in my opinion. You're not going to work as much. You're not seeing the same people, so you're not hearing those stories. It's all virtual, which is not real. It's not as real. So.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. It is certainly the hot topic of the week. Pfizer has brought the entire world to a stop in a positive way. In a positive way. Moderna is right on it. Probably in 2 days, Moderna is going to receive approval. So we're going to have a change. But my goodness, when everyone says 2020 has been a terrible year, it's been a terrible year. There's just no way you can't put a bow or a ribbon on this year. It's just not possible.
No.
Yeah.
See, and you know what the actual funny thing is? I to this date have not seen a single post online of anyone saying 2021 is going to be my year either. So it really is like hit people of what's been going on.
Well, that is our hot topic of the week. We wanted briefly to talk about COVID, see these amazing pictures, but also as we end our last show of the year, remember and respect our partner, our friend, host, Ron Branesky from It's Happening Out. Let's move on into another segment where we talk about some headlines that are going on this weekend, or this week, but do it a little bit different. There's some silly news in the headlines, and there's important headlines in the news this week, and we want to discuss them in our segment we called Saved by the Bell. But there's a twist as we do this, and we always enjoy it. We are only going to discuss each one of these topics for just 1 minute. At the end of the minute, you're going to hear this bell again, and that means whoever is speaking, whatever syllable they're in, they've got to stop, and we're going to move on to another topic after that. So everybody understand our rules? Faye, can we get Jersey Girl to follow our rules?
I'll try my best. Is that I have a lot to say, and then it usually goes over the minute, and then you end up having to hit the bell, and then I feel bad because I wasn't hugged enough as a child. You know?
Okay,
what I mean?
thank you, girl. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Tiffany. You help on one side, I'll help on the other. All right, Saved by the Bell. Headline number 1. Marvel confirms Guardians of the Galaxy's Star-Lord is bi and polyamorous.
Are we surprised? I mean, he flirts with any and everything walking.
Including the tree, by the way.
Look.
Root.
So he's definitely poly. He's down for whatever. I mean, he's just a horny bastard when you get down to it. But if you want to call it poly, go ahead.
Whatever. Visibility, right? Tiffany, visibility. Whatever you want to be, you be. Keep on representing. Like I said at Q News, he was always really, really close with the rat. And I always thought that he had something going on with the rat. And you keep on telling me that it wasn't a rat.
By rat, you mean raccoon?
The raccoon.
Oh,
the raccoon. Yeah. Rat, raccoon. Es la misma cosa.
Oh, those lesbian girls. We're done on Star-Lord, it sounds like. All right, let's move. Saved by the Bell, headline number 2. This week, the Secretary of State threw a Christmas party for 900 people, and it was going to be inside. He was the guest speaker. Only 70 RSVP'd, then Pompeo himself canceled his attendance at the last minute. And this sad Charlie Brown Christmas only had 35 actually attend. So Saved by the Bell, Mike Pompeo's not so happy State Department Christmas party.
That's what happens. People really don't like your behind. They say, yeah, girl, I'm going to go to the party, girl. What time is it? Okay, I'll be there. And don't show up.
What can I bring? What can I bring? I ain't going.
Bye.
Yeah. Is anybody sad that Pompeo goes out this way? I mean, he must walk away from this.
In the words of Deborah Cox, absolutely not. Child, you get what you give, honey.
I don't think this is the first or the last time that people haven't gone to Mike Pompeo's parties. I'm sorry.
You know, there's this old saying that I've heard repeatedly in Washington circles. When your power stay ends and people around you realize you have no power anymore, they are like roaches into the dark. Off they go. All right. There we go. All right. So Saved by the Bell, headline number 3. Hashtags. Have you heard? The hashtag that grew the most on Twitter this year for the LGBTQ community is hashtag trans rights are a human right.
They are.
What do you think about hashtags and the growth? They grew by 500% in 2020.
Well, they grew because of the murders that happened this year. That's the sad state of affairs. I mean, we lost, I think it was like 330 in total trans women of color. That's probably what sparked this hashtag to be so popular. It's sad, and it's true.
I mean, and on top of that, unfortunately, it's a never-ending battle from a local, state, and national level to fight for trans rights, for, you know, even going to the bathroom, to be able to get a job and not be discriminated against or fired from. So it's always a never-ending problem, and hopefully one day this is not even an issue.
Agreed. Saved by the Bell, headline number 4. Wilton Manors, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach, and Miami Beach topped the HRC's 2020 equality list. 100% ratings of those Florida cities. What do y'all think?
Fort Lauderdale leading the way, baby, leading the way.
Oh no, I thought Miami Beach was doing better than Wilton Manor. Because we have gay politicians on our commission. Where y'all at? Somebody did get elected.
Hold my hair. Hold on just one second.
I'll hold the little that you have. Come on.
We had 4 cities actually on this list. Wilton Manors reached this achievement for the 7th consecutive year, the longest of any city in the state of Florida. And also, in addition to these 4 cities, Florida had 3 other cities having 100% ratings, and that was St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Orlando. Congratulations to all of you. Tiffany, so you have just told It's Happening Out and the studio here in Wilton Manors, Fort Lauderdale, that Miami-Dade County is better And Miami Beach?
Miami Beach, not Miami-Dade County. That's two different. That's you know how like people say I'm from Florida or I'm from Miami. It's I'm from Miami-Dade County or I'm from Miami Beach. Completely different. City of Miami Beach has 2 openly gay commissioners, and we just appointed our new city manager or interim city manager is openly gay, and a couple of other high officials are openly gay people.
All right. Well, I guess we'll.
And I'm there.
And you're there. All right.
Boom shakalaka.
Next time I'm going to have some Broward County, Fort Lauderdale, Wilton Queens here, and we'll have a death match right here. It's happening.
Well, I don't die, I multiply. So come on, come with it. Come with it.
Saved by the Bell headline number 5. Pence prance is mocked by gay Twitter and it goes viral. What?
Oh.
Are you watching?
My God.
Yeah, he's from Indiana.
Oh, he gay.
He's the inspiration of the prom. And what straight man runs that way?
I run like that.
Girl,
you a sex fan?
That.
No one does that. Girl, I don't run like that. Like, girl, what is the tea?
What a feeling.
You know, look, straight men, they claim they are straight, always slip up one way or another, and that was his slip up. Boom. Uh-huh.
Don't you remember from back in 2016, they said it was him. It looked like him and a bunch of porn stars.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the porn star look alike.
Oh, God.
Yeah. It
Remember
turned
that?
out to be real? Is that's what you just told us? I just can't, I cannot take my eye off him. All of those dancers to the right of him in the Twitter joke, I just can't take my eye off.
I'm so happy. Happy.
It's just like it's so entertaining because he's just like, oh my God, it's so ridiculous. I love it.
It is funny.
Look.
All right. That's Saved by the Bell, our quick 1 minute of different news headlines. We want to move on by saying, we're the LGBTQ community, so let's have sex and relationships. Sex and relationships. Let's play another game. Our game asks, who would you do, why would you do it, and what would you do to 3 different people tonight on our game, Shag, Marry, Chop. And tonight is interesting because we're going to, for the first time ever, play a Shag, Marry, Chop with drag queens. Drag queens. Our theme is Lucky 13. RuPaul's Drag Race Season 13. It's launching on New Year's Day and has lots of super hot boys. So this week we're going to play a Lucky 13 with the new season of RuPaul's Drag Race. However, we're going to play it as their male counterpart of the RuPaul Queen. And that includes Elliot with 2 T's, Joe J, and Got Milk.
Got Mick.
Got Mick, thank you.
Got Mick.
Milk. I said Got Mick.
I thought it was milk. Oh my God.
All right,
Okay.
so I'm going to save the live drag queen for last. Faye, tell us who you would do, and if you'll keep the images up for us, Steve. Who are you shagging?
I am shagging Joey J.
Joey J. And why is that?
Oh,
His
because
hair
I like a little bit of hair on the chest every once in a while. You know how I do every
Would if you saw that picture, could you possibly imagine that's what our drag queens look like?
No.
No.
Not in the slightest.
No.
Y'all haven't seen Nicole Halliwell.
And or Athena Dion too, for
beautiful,
that matter.
Beautiful.
And who would you marry?
I would have to marry Elliot with 2 T's because I just see him like just prancing around while he washes dishes. No? While he cleans the house.
Yes.
That's what I look for in somebody I'm going to marry, right?
Yeah.
And so then I guess I'm going to chop Got Mick.
And why Got Mick?
Why not? Well, because you called him Got Milk, and then that made my mind start thinking about stuff, and I was like, ew.
Now, and
Y'all don't like milk.
Not to change your mind, because it isn't or influence anyone else. But I want to point out we covered this in Queer News Tonight. Got Mick is the first trans contestant ever in the history of RuPaul's Drag Race. Got Mick is trans. Interesting. Dylan, tell us who you would shag.
I think I would probably shag Gottmik.
Shag? Okay.
Yeah, I think that they're very attractive. I think it's phenomenal that they're the first like female to male like trans person that's like going to be on Drag Race. It's absolutely like record breaking. It's incredible. I have so much respect for them as a performer, and they are very like attractive.
Okay, and who would you marry?
I would marry Joey J.
Yeah.
Just because like he's furry like myself. He's very cute, and I could see myself waking up next to him every single day of the week.
Oh, that's cute. And
In
Elliot
my
would
dream.
be chopped. Why? Don't like limber, do you?
I mean, it's a little bit much for me. I mean, I'm probably one of the most inflexible people physically. Just, I don't know, it doesn't really tickle my fancy, to be honest.
Okay.
I'm sure they're a great person otherwise.
I want to provide an asterisk so I don't get all of the criticism we're going to get in social media about Gottmik of me saying first trans contestant at RuPaul's Drag Race. There have been other trans queens on RuPaul's Drag Race, but they've come back as trans. They weren't original contestants, which Gottmik does. Brian, tell us, well, first off, do attorneys have sex?
More than you think.
We can
Apparently 2020 was a really good year, I understand.
Not too bad.
Who would you shag?
So I don't know anything about them, but just going off, imagine these are their like profile photos or something. Elliot shag, because he's flexible. Joey marry, because he looks sweet and he's cute. And Gottmik, I'd probably chop because it doesn't pass the vibe check for me, just like looking at him. And I feel like he'd be the kind to ask for a picture and then ignore you or block you.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. And now we turn to our actual drag queen, our drag performance artist, Tiffany Fantasia. First off, did you know any of these performance artists before the announcement of RuPaul's Drag Race Lucky 13?
I have never met any of these group of young people, but I've heard of a couple of La Riri, and there's another one, Tamisha Iman.
Yeah. Are you following RuPaul? Have you followed the last couple of seasons?
Yes and no. What I do is I'll watch a few episodes and then I won't watch it anymore until like maybe the end, only because I don't want to sit here and start copying stuff that I see on TV. I can be influenced easily sometimes. So I don't want to be, oh, you're doing so-and-so, oh, you're doing so-and-so. No, to keep my drag authentic, I stay away from it.
Oh, yeah, that's very interesting. I wouldn't have thought that. All right, so tell us, who here is shaggable for you?
I am shagging Elliot with 2 T's. First off, disclaimer, I don't kai-kai. But if I was to, Elliot with 2 T's would be my shag flexibility. We get in some positions, darling, that would be heavenly.
Wait, before you move on to Mary, Tiffany, spill the tea for everybody. We hear the rumor over and over and over again that the preponderance, please forgive me for asking, but you're on a talk show. You know that, right?
Yes, and
this is a talk show.
And we do.
We hear the rumor over and over again that the overwhelming majority of drag queens are tops. Is that true?
Well, the majority, I'm a top.
Yes, you've told us like 9 times.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was having sex way before I was doing drag. But a lot of the people I know are either tops or verse. There are some bottoms because they've tried to come on to me. But so it's a mix. But yeah, there's a lot of tops.
And why do you think that? A lot. Let's just accept the definition, the adjective a lot. Why do you think that? Does it?
Well, I think as an entertainer, you have to be a dominant person, even though you're expressing female qualities. You know, you have to command the stage. You have to command your performance. You have to put people in check on the regular, whether it be other drag queens, some homosexual coming around the corner that just wants to read a girl just because, or, you know, from the top to the bottom to the business people. So you have to be in charge of your career. So yeah, you're a dominant person, whether you're expressing female qualities or not.
That's very interesting. So, in other words, Faye, what is a dominant top also?
I do not know. I'm not in her business like that. What happens between her and her woman that's them. I don't want no problems. Don't come knocking on my door.
Exactly. All right. So after, sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, as a former drag queen, I will definitely agree with what you're saying, that a lot of drag queens are top.
Yeah.
Dylan, how long has it been since you've been a drag queen? I didn't know that.
Well, I mean, not many people do know. I mean, my drag persona is Crystal Metheny. That's what her name was. I started doing drag a few years ago. I mean, I started out as a fishy queen, and then I decided to have a beard, but I haven't done it in like a year because of the pandemic or whatever. But I will say, working with a lot of performers, a lot of drag queens are top, if not first.
Oh, very interesting. And Tiffany, all right, so we know who you're going to shag. Who are you going to marry?
I'm going to marry Gottmik.
Oh, and tell us why.
Okay, well, it's okay. How do I put this properly? If I was going to be in a long-term relationship, I would not mind it with a trans man. If that's I've had sex with one trans man in my life, which was actually during quarantine. But
quarantine cookies.
And I'd always been curious. The opportunity opened itself up, and things happened, and I opened him up, excuse me, and we had a good time. Oh. And I mean, I can probably, because I could, for a lot of reasons, now it's a long drawn out story, I could see myself in a long-term relationship with a trans man.
That is super interesting to me. And Joey gets the chop because
he looks like the typical white boy that would get on my damn nerves.
So he would just aggravate you. So you probably have the same kind of situation with Dylan and Brian then.
No. They don't. No, there's a smugness that I feel comes off of that picture at least with him. So I can tell I feel he would get on my nerves, and it just wouldn't work.
You know, it's so funny to me because I get that exact same vibe, and that's why he's just totally turning me on, because I love that. It's weird. You and I are didn't have a little bit of a different taste. All right, so that's Shag, Marry, Chop this week. Before we end the show, we want to introduce you to our sponsor, Jet's Pizza. They are coming to South Florida, or if you are coming to South Florida, you have to try the pizza here. It is excellent. They're around the country too, but they dominate the pizza market here in South Florida. They're quite excellent. This is one of my favorites. It's the cauliflower, and I was able to open the box, which is really an accomplishment. Faye would chastise me if I didn't, when all of the hosts are getting ready to enjoy it. So that's it, America. Another week, our final week of the year of the world's first and most popular LGBTQ talk show in the world. Before we sign off, let's hear one final time from our host for one final good night. And a good night first from Dylan Seitz.
Well, thank you all for having me tonight. It's been a wonderful pleasure speaking with all of you and being able to participate in the conversation. Thank you guys so much. I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. Take care, stay safe, all that.
And we're getting ready to welcome you to South Florida. You're going to have a great time, Dylan. And a good night from Faye. What?
Faye, what?
Faye, what?
Hey, everyone. How are you? I've had a blast these last couple of months on Q and on It's Happening Out. Thank you so much for being so welcoming. Make sure you go to my YouTube channel, Faye, what? And subscribe. Have a great holiday season. Wear a mask. Wash your hands. Wash your ass. And we'll see you guys next year.
And a good night from our attorney friend, Brian Pita.
All right. Good night, everyone. Thank you for having me. It was a lot of fun, new experience for me. I guess I'll hawk my own thing too. I also do real estate up in Palm Beach County, so if you're looking, give me a shout out. And happy holidays to everyone. Excellent.
And of course, our good night from our entertainer, drag performance artist extraordinaire, Tiffany Fantasia.
Ladies and gents, I love you. I hope to see you Saturday at the Queerathon, 7 p.m. Go to the www.miamibeachpride.com website or our Facebook page. I love you, and as always, whatever you do in life, don't be a dry hoe, be a greasy bitch.
Please don't steal my lines, Tiffany. Don't steal my lines.
Lawyer, lawyer, I'm getting lawyers, I'm getting paid, because I'm going to sue you.
Well, America, is what you watched tonight important to you? You sat right at the kitchen table, right along with us. Tonight, as I said, is our final It's Happening Out for 2020. It's been the longest year of our lives, of my life. We will not broadcast for Christmas or New Year's. We want everyone associated with Happening Out Networks to take the time to enjoy friends and family during this holiday season. On Monday, January 6, 2020, Queer News Tonight reported on a strange new virus from a place we had never heard of in China, a place called Wuhan. We reported on what would become coronavirus every news show since. Every single one. On Wednesday, January 8th, we had the first LGBTQ live talk show conversation on what would be called later COVID-19. We have talked about it every show since. 249 stories in 2020. Recommendations, ghastly reporting, government incompetence, presidential failures, health, human and economic effects beyond our understanding, probably even for today. We lost a host at the beginning. Multiple hosts were infected, but all of us connected with the network, our shows, our videos, our story writing, our production, our interviews, our anchors, and our hosts, our community. We're all very proud. We have done our very best in 2020. So we close 2020 in great confidence that we have been the leader in the LGBTQ world on the news and entertainment of 2020. But good riddance to all of it. Enjoy your holidays. It has never been so important to do so. And when It's Happening Out returns on Wednesday, January 8th, it will be a new year, full of hope and joy and the happiest of New Year's, if for no other reason that we can again hold each other. Amen. Amen. So remember, if it's important to you, it's happening out. Good night, America.